So why is it so emotional? Talking about buds. The Ombudsmen have a rich tradition and history of supporting sailors and their families, and they do it without pay. They do it as a volunteer effort, and I have to say that my two buds have done the best of those traditions that I've ever seen. Carolyn, I know you're here and you're awesome. I wish I'd have had all three of you together as my Ombudsman team. I really appreciate that. Carolyn Core was the Ombudsman on the door when I was the executive officer there. The three of you were just fantastic, but for my buds, thank you so much for everything you've done. Couldn't have done it without you. Thanks for taking care of the crew. My XO and CMC, obviously no XO or no CO could do it alone. Quite frankly, COs are kind of, well, we're morons a lot of the time, to tell you the quite truth about that. We are incapable of taking care of ourselves for most of our basic needs and most of our advanced needs. But these two have done an outstanding job for me, as well as their predecessors. They've always taken care of me. When they needed to come into a closed door session with me, we got the honest truth out, we talked about it, but I always knew when that door opened up again that the mission was going to be executed and we were a combined team. Thank you so much for that, gentlemen. I also appreciate you putting up with my harebrained schemes. There was nothing worse than a CO who gets a chance to work out on deployment, because if he gets a chance to work out, the endorphins are going to start flowing, and before you know it, he's got another great idea. So gentlemen, I'm sorry for the great ideas, but I appreciate how well you executed them. Honored to have a mom and dad here as well. Our dear friend MJ. Scott, thank you. My wife taught me the importance of family. It was a lesson I hadn't really learned early on. I was kind of an obstinate kid, liked to stick to myself, and didn't really care much about people, surprisingly enough. My wife taught me something then. My family has always supported me. As Neil, I know your family has always supported you. They've always been there for me from the time I signed up as a 17-year-old to enlist in the United States Navy. My parents supported me on that. Or maybe they were just tired of feeding me and they wanted to get one of a pie hole and needed more food. I don't know. But thank you for doing that, because you put me on the path that got me here. I remember as a 6-year-old going to the mothball fleet in Puget Sound with my dad. I remember looking at those ships and wondering what they must have looked like going through the oceans. That set me on a path to get to this point, and I thank you for it. Thank you, Dad. I appreciate it. For my friends who are with us today, and for my friends who supported me from afar, thank you so much. Bruce, Vicky, MJ, the Nygaard's friends. I mean, you know, helping Amy get her phone hooked up as soon as we got there. I think we burned up more of the Nygaard's phone time than they did in our first month here at the Navy Base, but I really appreciate it. I've got a lot of tremendous friends that have supported me throughout. Shipmates as friends, people I've known from a long time ago. MJ's the reason Amy and I are married today. She's actually the one that convinced us to kind of give it a go and date each other. Thank you. I thank you. Finally, to my wife Amy and my daughter Olivia, there are no words. None. That I can give you both. To thank you for the tremendous support. You know, I talk about it a lot with the crew. When we get underway, I've got 299 of you now to support me. And you know what you do for me on a daily basis. I mean, I've got somebody that brings me